Luke Damant just claimed that Australia is the most expensive country in the world. Is he wrong? And he put up this story, 540 Australian dollars to renew the passport for 10 years. And he wrote absolute madness. Now, to give you an example to how expensive this is, in the UK, to renew the passport for 10 years, you pay around 200 Australian dollars. So how come Australia is charging twice the price plus $100 just to have the passport issued within 5 days? And it's not about just passport, it's driver license, anything to do with visa applications, apostille. These stuff cost more in Australia than the respective OECD countries or the Western counterpart countries. Why? After the first story, he uploaded another screenshot talking about life in legacy countries in comparison to countries he traveled to. So Luke Damant is a person who traveled most of the world, right? I think he's pretty trustworthy. And I traveled a lot of countries, not as much as him, and I can tell you the same thing. But let's review what his pointers are and see if we can agree on them or not. And before I dive into his points, I would like to remind you that I posted a video about 5 reasons I left Australia and a year update of why I don't want to come back to Australia. And I got hundreds of comments of you guys agreeing with me and basically agreeing with Luke. He is not alone, obviously. Thousands of Australians are questioning if living in Australia is worth it anymore or not, with skyrocketing rent, tax, and costs of daily basic stuff, right? So here's what Luke said. I'm gonna read from his post. When you start traveling and experiencing countries all over the world, you realize how big of a scam the legacy countries truly are. I lived in many Western countries, including Italy, another country that shall not be named, and Australia. And I found these countries to be extremely expensive for the citizens. Mind you, Australia is not as bad as the other countries, mainly European countries, but it's heading there fast. So he's not wrong. Legacy countries give you this illusion of, okay, you're gonna live in a first world country in a democracy where you can work and earn a good wage. Maybe this was true in the past, but nowadays everything is getting super expensive and you're ending up working as a slave 7 days a week or 6 days a week or 5 days a week, and at the end of the month you have no money to spare. You can't do your hobbies anymore, you can't travel anymore. So what's the point of that? And what's the point of living in a first world country if you are living like a third world country citizen? Do you get where I'm coming from? You can't afford a house anymore. You can't afford to rent. You can't afford to buy your gadgets. Where are we heading, right? So he says, Europe, USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and many others have lost their touch. Luckily, Australia is still 10 years away from being as bad as Europe, so can't be too critical. But it's a downhill trajectory. That's where I disagree with Luke. We need to put a stop to this madness. We don't want to reach the level that Europeans are at now. Because in Australia, we had it always good, and we should aspire to have it always good. Not everybody, but many get caught in an average life. 6 out of 10. Not bad enough to make a life-changing decision, but good enough not to do anything about it. Before you know it, you're old and haven't even lived. And that's what's called, my friends, the comfort zone. Many people in the Western world, especially in countries like Australia, are in some kind of bubbly comfort zone. They're thinking they are getting ahead in life, but slowly life is creeping on them. The years are going by and they're still trying to make it and get comfortable for retirement. And they reach to an age where all of a sudden they're 70 years old, they're retired, and they look back and they haven't done anything except for work. And now they're too old, they're either too sick, they can't walk, they can't travel, they can't do fun activities. So yeah, life is not just about work, guys. Life is about living in the moment. We are creatures that needs to have fun as well, right? And a lot of people are resorting to leaving the country and going to third world countries like Asia, Indonesia and stuff, so they can afford to live life while working and have a work-life balance or balance of work-life. And I'm talking from an example. I'm looking at my family members, my wife's family members. I feel like I want to learn from that. I don't want to live like them, right? All my life I've been taught, yeah, you work hard, you finish school, right? Once you finish school, you go to uni. You work hard in uni, you get a good job. Once you get a job, you work really hard in the job. You show them you're great, so you can get progressed and become a manager and make more money, so you can get a mortgage. Then you buy a house. Then in 30 years, you finish your mortgage. Then you can smile, you don't have any debt, anything. They forget to tell you that there's tax, there's insurance. Bills keep coming, and all of a sudden you're 70 years old. If you're lucky, like recently, my dad is 65 years old. He had a stroke, he almost died, and he's been working so hard all his life. So life is precious, guys. Don't count on living forever. I love Australia. I'm blessed to have been brought up there, but there's just so many better places to travel and live. And he continues and says, very few share this belief. More than half the world would kill for an opportunity to live and work in Australia. It's a dream for many, but for me and where I'm at, it just ain't. Okay, let's talk about, this is a really important point he's making. We in Australia, and I'm someone who moved to Australia a few years ago, so I just saw the struggling Australia part. I didn't live in the golden age of Australia, but I had a glimpse about it, and I saw how people lived. People who are 10 years older than me, again, family members, friends, etc. We and the Aussies had the privilege to live a comfortable life, right? We know it's possible. So we shouldn't say, look at the world, they live like crap, so it's okay if we start living like crap. No, we should preserve this. If our country is not offering that to us anymore, we should go and find a better life, because we shouldn't just get comfortable and become uncomfortable and forget to live. I agree with Luke 100% here, especially as a Western who can have Western income and learn amazing skills that you can take and monetize overseas, right? Especially in the new digital age, we don't have legacy work anymore. You can make money online from wherever you are. If you don't know how, you can hone new skills, yeah? Within 1 year, 2 years, you can learn new skills and apply those skills and get money, you know? Anything is possible nowadays. I believe that he is absolutely right. You should take yourself and go out and experience at least what he's talking about. So I decided to leave Australia, and I traveled the world. I went to Europe and I went to the Arabian Peninsula, and I ended up back in Indonesia, in Asia. And I think at the moment, Asia is the best place to live in, because first of all, you get to live life, you get comfortable life, you get to meet other expats that came here to do the same goal as you. It's emerging economically. It's gonna become the next huge thing, from China to Indonesia. All these emerging economies are gonna replace the superpowers, the legacy superpowers, and which puts you at an advantage, because you're gonna be there to find opportunities before they start coming and showing up, right? And these opportunities are gonna be cheaper to start. So when you go to Australia and you wanna start a business, it's gonna cost you millions of dollars now, for example. You come to Indonesia or somewhere else and it's gonna cost you 10% of that, because it's still up and emerging. So it's easier to start your life here and capitalize on that. Now let's talk a little bit about me. I felt the same when I decided to leave Australia. I loved Australia. Honestly, the nature is amazing. The birds are amazing. Some people are really friendly. The roads are clean. There's multiple parks. The amenities you get is insane. Like when I lived in Gold Coast, every 5 meters you had a barbecue on the beach free, that the council comes and cleans it for you. The beach is lit up at night. The streets are super clean. You don't see any graffiti unless it's designated. So the life quality is really, 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 really high. And I felt really sad to leave that behind. But the financial pressures and my goals in life creeped up to me, yeah? I wanted more. I wanted more than just living paycheck to paycheck. So I've decided to leave and go to Bali, as I told you, to have the opportunity to breathe, to balance my life, work style, and to do more fun activities, and most importantly, to grow personally and financially. And ever since I've done that, I feel so much better. I'm getting so much more stuff done, and I feel like I can breathe and live again, and I don't feel stressed anymore. Luckily for younger generation is that Australians are shifting their mindset. I'm meeting more and more Australians overseas, traveling, trying something new, trying to get out of the system I've spoken about, trying to get a better life. And luckily for you viewers are watching, Bali, Indonesia, whatever, Asia, it's just a stone throw away. Mind you, you need to put the stone in an airplane and then throw it away, it's quicker. But still, it's very close. It's not Europe. You don't have to travel for 20 hours. 5 hours, you're in Indonesia, you can trial it. 5 months, 6 months. You don't know, you don't have the skills, upskill. You don't know as well how to upskill, well, you can contact me or write me a comment down there. I can help you get better. I can help you and teach you and direct you to the right place, to what you need to do. And I'm gonna conclude the video by saying, Luke Damant has said Australia will always be home, but for many of us, it's not where we wanna live anymore. I agree with him. What about you? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And please, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be doing more videos and show you how to use the tools we have today to learn the skills to make money online, or to improve your skills so you can travel abroad and work from far and live like a king overseas. Thank you for watching. This is Rami out.